Hey, here we go. We the people
Hey,
unite. Hope you guys are with us. And we say welcome, welcome. We have Anitra back from assignment. We do have Andrea, always looking down, being nosy. We have Miss
uh,
Mo. So the triple A's, we are all back and we're ready to give you a good show tonight. Look at those smiles. Everybody is looking bright. To those that are our viewers, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're so glad to have you. We will do roll call. I see you out there, Miss Katie. How are you? We also see Colina. It's good to see you. You're almost there. Okay. Well, we'll wait for you. We're not going anywhere. And also, we're so glad that you guys took the time to be with us. We have a great show for you tonight. So please stick with us and make sure you like, subscribe, comment. And if you're not a member, it's time for you to be a member because we need to make sure that we can reach out and touch you at any given time. We are looking to make sure that we can have that phone number to send out to each of you so you can give us your comments right live. That's going to be awesome because now we'll be able to hear your voice. But as I indicated before, hey, Miss Jazzy Renee. Always good to have you on board, my roving reporter. Now, where's our other sidekick, Miss Angry Army Vet? When she comes, let me know, you guys. All right. You know what? Miss Anitra was out on assignment.
hey.
And Miss Anitra, what's the assignment you were working on? Why don't you let us know?
We're talking about significant shrinkage here. We're not talking. We're talking about. I just got out the pool. Significant shrinkage, if you know what I mean. Okay, so it's affecting us all, and we're shocked as George was when a girl walked in the room. But I think we should watch a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about what is going on with these companies, and we understand that this is a different time. But don't try to play us in front of our faces. Roll that beautiful
Absolutely.
footage.
All right. That beautiful footage is being brought to the stage as soon as I take your beautiful face down,
All
our
right.
reporter. And there we have it.
It's just so much going on, y'all. We got to pay attention and look at what we're purchasing.
Absolutely. And here we go with that beautiful footage.
Can you tell which chocolate bar is the smallest? You might think it's number 2, but actually numbers 2 and 3 are the same size. Both are 25% smaller than number 1. But it's harder to tell with number 3 because of how the chocolate has been distributed. It's this sort of underhand tactic that makes it hard to see product shrinking, which is spreading throughout our supermarket aisles, to everything from toilet roll to Toblerones. So why are products getting smaller?
I look through all the cabinets in my house. I find a Cadbury cream egg from a couple years ago, and I brought it. This is this year's egg.
Yes.
This is the egg from a
Oh,
couple years
wow! Look at
ago.
that!
Judge for yourself, America.
Actor BJ Novak noticed a classic case of shrinkflation and called out Cadbury's on TV. The standard version of the egg had clearly shrunk, yet in the FAQs on the Cadbury's website at the time, in answer to why the size had changed, it said, "It hasn't, you've just grown up." Shrinkflation has become a widespread economic tactic. Between 2012 and 2017, 2,529 products shrunk in the UK while staying the same price. And there's a whole Reddit thread dedicated to tracking these changes.
And I thought £1.50, great. And then look, there is literally not even like a quarter of it filled with chocolate.
I put it on top of the other can of soup that I have. I noticed it was considerably smaller.
After Doritos owner Frito-Lay was called out, they admitted to reducing the amount of crisps in a bag, saying, "We took just a little bit out of the bag so we can give you the same price and you can keep enjoying your chips." There's another similar tactic called skimpflation that is often used but harder to track, where the weight and price of the product stays the same, but the quality of the ingredients decreases. Take Campbell's cream of potato soup. Potato used to be the first ingredient on the list, but now it's water. So why do they do it? Due to inflation, the cost of all the ingredients and resources they use goes up. Then the companies transfer that cost to the consumer. But if they put the prices up, we might notice and opt for a cheaper brand. So instead, they keep the price the same and recoup their costs by taking back some of the product instead. A Harvard study proved that people are more sensitive to changes in price than to changes in quantity, and this can be fruitful for companies. In the 80s, American Airlines removed one olive from each dinner salad served customers and saved around $40,000 a year. But shrinkflation isn't just used to keep up with inflation. Companies are raking in the profit. While overall inflation rose by
You can pause it
21%
there
from July
and end it there
2020
on
to
that
July
one.
2024, core
And it goes on and on. And I have another video I'll show you. But this is the thing. I don't mind. I'm sure you don't mind understanding, adjusting for it. But it's becoming, it was first like a couple of things. Then it's like, like you said, Doritos and it's Oreos and it's, ingredients. That's a big one to me. I didn't realize is that they're skipping on the ingredients. So everything looks the same, everything costs the same. But now we have water over potatoes, So it's tricky, and to me, it's a little bit like stealing. It's disingenuous, and I get it, but they need to disclose it. And my main purpose of bringing this up is to all the consumer protection agencies that were out there for us have been either demolished or destroyed. The inspectors generals, different things that check out different things that we get as consumers, and so in the UK and other places, I think France, they are starting to have to disclose when they do these kind of practices, and I think that's important.
What
I
do
want to
you
watch one more
mean?
video.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by you think it's a little cheating? It's a lot of cheating. That's my damn money. What
Well, I was
say
trying to be
you?
nice.
No, don't be nice. Be absolutely right on point. Because guess what? That's our money.
It
And I'm sick
is.
of it. I'm sick of us.
Your favorite snack costs the same, but something feels wrong.
What's wrong?
The bag looks identical, yet somehow it's lighter. This is shrinkflation. Companies quietly reducing product quantity while keeping the price and packaging exactly the same. It's a hidden price hike. Instead of raising the number on the tag, they shrink the product inside. Inflation drives up raw material costs. Rather than shock consumers with a price change, brands quietly give you less. Chocolate bars develop a deeper groove. Ice cream tubs get a bigger hollow base. Toilet rolls lose sheets silently. Psychologically, we anchor to price, not weight. Companies know raising the number triggers outrage. Shrinking the product? Almost nobody notices. Governments in France and the UK now force stores to label shrinkflated products. Knowledge is your defense. Next time you grab that snack, flip it over, check the weight, because the real price hike was never on the tag. Your favorite snack.
And one
So
of the bigger, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you got it.
Just one of the biggest things is that, like I said, a deeper groove or a more hollow base. It's little subtleties, but it's a trick. It's trickery. I think of it like we have this coin issue in America right now, so they're not giving back pennies all the time. But if you keep 2 pennies from 20 million people, you'd have made a good profit. And I'm like, I don't like it. We either going to eliminate it, round it down, or something. But it's just a lot of mind games, and it's in our pockets, and we're going, they have 4 packs instead of 5 packs. So now you fix this for a kid's lunch. Now you got one day that you have to buy another one for because that was the day they're supposed to have it. Things like that. 3 packs of fruit roll-ups. I'll say this. I was in the dollar store this week twice. The first time I went in there and got a few items, and I'm talking about like a Dollar General, $67. I went yesterday, got a few items, like regular items, nothing crazy. I did buy a phone cord, $97. And I carried both of them in a bag out in my hands. Something's wrong with that.
And,
So
and speaking on pee, I thought I was using the bathroom more, and because I keep changing the role. Are you noticing you're changing your role more
Right.
often? And I'm like,
Yes.
well, maybe I'm using the bathroom more. So thank you, Anitra.
It's less rolls. I used to spin it like I was on Prices Right. Now I spin and then I retract. Hey, wait a minute. And it's just crazy. And then they're saying like certain products like certain paper towel brands that are known for their absorbency. It's like, yeah, we gave you less sheets, but it's more absorbent. But then if you have a reduced product that's got reduced fat or whatever, you don't reduce the price. So it's just a lot of stuff that don't make sense, and they scamming us because they want our money. And I get it, but you're not gonna keep doing it. McDonald's, Burger King, all of them, Wendy's, they're all doing it in their own ways. The chicken nuggets are thinner, less weight. Also, verify the weight of your product. If you get something, a lot of people are just checking the ounces of it, and they find out that's it. You
Some
know,
of it don't taste like chicken.
Well, let's finish this video because I think the information in here is worth noting.
Corporate profits grew by 90% over that same period, nearly 4.5 times as fast as inflation. So companies are taking the opportunity to increase profits by as much as possible. And when inflation decreases, the products are never returned to the original sizes. The reason companies get away with this and why we don't notice it sooner is to do with psychology and packaging tricks. One of the boldest shrinkflation examples is with toilet paper. Last year, Walmart shrunk their ultra-strong toilet rolls by 48 sheets. And last year, UK supermarket Waitrose reduced theirs by a fifth. You'd think that much of a reduction would be very noticeable. But with a careful recipe of shrinking the size of each sheet, putting fewer sheets on a roll, and increasing the size of the tube, the shrinkflation has gone broadly unnoticed. These sorts of tricks are what make the economic tactics so dishonest. Companies are relying on the fact that we are too busy and too caught up with our own lives to notice that their new improved packaging actually means less product. Take Skippy peanut butter, for instance. The price of these 2 tubs is the same, and you wouldn't immediately tell unless you look at the weight that you're getting less peanut butter for the same price. But if you turn the jar over, you'll see the indentation, which allows them to give you 8 ounces less peanut butter, while making you think you're getting the same. That's a 17% decrease. Some governments are cracking down. Last year, France made it compulsory for retailers to notify shoppers of shrinkflation. Other countries have followed suit. However, in a British parliamentary inquiry into fairness in the food supply, politicians justified the practice.
There are different motivations for that, but also there are, I suppose, some health benefits in reducing the size of chocolate bars.
Even US President Joe Biden is fuming about shrinkflation.
Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break.
And this year, the Shrinkflation Prevention Act has been introduced by US Senator Robert Casey, who called the practice greedflation. So how can you protect yourself from paying more for less? Firstly, ignore the big product price and instead keep track of the unit price on your favorite products. That's the price per serving, per sheet, or per ounce. It's the best way to tell if you're getting less bang for your buck. Also, don't be afraid to call out shrinkflation on social media. People did it with Toblerone and they removed a quarter of the chocolate by increasing the gaps between the triangles, which they were forced to undo. Shrinkflation isn't going away anytime soon, but by being aware of it, you can take your autonomy back and make choices with the full picture. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and
Well, thanks, guys. I wanted to really finish it so you can know what you can do about it. Anitra, finish this story up because it's a good story for people to be aware of.
just stay on it, y'all. I'm watching it. I'm seeing it everywhere, a little bit there, a little bit here. But I think about a family of 2 or 3, even 4. Let's say a 4, that's a standard family. Trying to feed them, and then all these little, you get your rice-a-roni or whatever it is, and it's like not all there. So now you either got to buy 2, and it just gets hairy. And before you know it, they said, $1,300 to $1,400 extra a year, and that's $100 a month. And a lot of people don't even have $50. So pay attention.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, great story. I think, Momo, you were talking about this, not last week, but I think the week before in regards to how they're really just taking our money. You want to weigh in?
Oh, yeah. I got hip to that. The first thing that they hit was the ice cream. I don't know if you remember that. That was years ago. And I remember first seeing that in the news. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Mama.
Oh, okay. Okay. When I first started seeing that in the news, now I know a lot of people don't have time, they buy prepackaged products and things like that. But a really, really good way to beat that shrinkflation is buy as few processed or already prepared products as you possibly can and go fresh. Because that way you know what you're getting. You can weigh your own stuff. They get you with the convenience of the prepackaged stuff.
That's good advice. That's really good advice. Andrea, anything else
Mhm.
you want to add to this?
Well, I was agreeing with Kalina that I have to use something else to clean myself after the toilet paper because I'm like, yeah, this don't feel right, and I'm using a lot of toilet paper, and I didn't know I was, me and Kalina, we friends now. We talking about toilet paper.
Y'all sharing that toilet paper action, right?
Okay.
Okay.
And she right, you have to.
Get a
You get a
bidet.
certain age, and I tell them
They
it's
use
important.
those over in Europe. Get a bidet.
Well,
And the
your mic.
quality, like she said, the quality is not what it used to
It's
be.
not. Mm-mm.
And you feel so powerless about it. So you either adjust, keep buying the same thing, pick a different product, but they all kind of messing you around. Just put it out there for what it is, because when it comes down to the end of the day, I might have to buy it anyway, and at least then I can know what I'm buying. Let us
I
know.
hope hopefully people are out there. Absolutely, Anitra. Hopefully people are out there listening to this because we're complaining. We're paying more and you're giving us less. That's that BS. It really is. It's truly that BS because you keep taking our money. And guess who's winning, guys? We're not winning. The company is winning. So we need to
Yeah.
check those companies out there. And how we do it? Out here in these streets with
Yep.
this comment. Angry Army Vet and Jazzy Renee, let me hear from you on how you feel about it. Any other comments before we go over to Miss
Yeah,
Andrea?
because
Because she has a joke.
I was trying to answer the guy, he said, look at Andrea here. And I said, it's black magic.
Oh, well, now, go on and sprinkle it.
Okay. She
Take them
got
to
one
the
going to
mat.
the north, the south, and the east, just
That's right.
all the
There's
way.
some more in the back, man. I bet you can't do it with your hair.
Oops. Oops. Now, mister, you don't
We
want to
need
mess
our
with these
trolls.
women
We
out
need
here.
them.
Absolutely. But you better know how to troll because they'll come for you. If
Okay.
you don't even send for them, they will come for you. Okay. But Andre, you have a joke for us. So why don't you go ahead and share it? See, even Jazzy Renee laughing.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all might have already took the joke out of it though, because we started with a Anitra story, but this was about let me tell you the joke. I asked my grandson how he got a girlfriend and he still pee in the bed. And the boy said, she does too.
Oh gosh, I
The
just
point of the story is pissy together.
Listen together. Won't love do it?
oh
Oh,
my
yucky,
gosh.
yucky, yucky.
He said
Two
she
Well,
people,
does
she does
too.
too. Well,
not
good.
like two incontinent people coming together for love.
Absolutely. With
and
that
and
said, go ahead.
go ahead.
With that
That's what I
said,
was gonna say. Probably the same thing you was gonna say.
but anyway, with that said, we got Miss Andrea out there in Texas. Go ahead, Miss Andrea. What's your report in tonight? Let me go ahead and
I
pull.
didn't realize, that this gentleman, Anthony Carmelo, was in the same town as myself. He right next to me. I live in it's called the Colony, and he lives in Frisco. And so I said, "Oh, this boy live. He's 19 now, but he was 17 when this happened." And it's been a lot of talk about the lawyer that handled not the lawyer, but the judge that handled the case. And I did have some videos to watch about, the judge was talking himself too. So let's see what August bringing to the stage for us first.
Well, I figured let's bring this one up
Oh
because
yeah,
he is talking about that judge.
that's actually how I got into this
from the
story.
Karmelo Anthony case has retired abruptly. And rumor has it the reason why he did that and retired is because he is scared he's about to be disbarred. Because he said once the truth comes out from the case, they gonna get his ass. Girl, not to mention Metcalf's daddy went to prison in 2011 for sexual assault. Girl say what now? Girl, Karmelo Anthony, baby, you about to be a free man and a rich man. Just hold on a little bit longer, baby. They're going to get you out real soon. Mark my words. I said, God damn. Girl.
Well,
Yeah.
and after listening to that, and I said, oh, let me send this to my son. And, you know, he's the private eye. He liked to really do a deep dive in the stories. And I said, you know, look at David. And he said, Mommy. Mm-mm. And so he said, all of this is not true. And I said, what? So, you know, then I said, well, let me listen to the other story. And I don't know if you have this next in line, but I let the lawyer talk. I mean, the judge talk next.
Well, I have this one that's coming to the stage in
And that's
regards
it.
to with it. And let me see if
And
the
because
judge
I
is
had
on.
it was hard for me to get it to play exactly too, though, myself. But this is him. The judge was in the chair talking. And I think it had a commercial first, maybe.
I had to do a balance between the media's right to know and to be able to report what's going on, because I think that's extraordinarily important. I think it's important that the general public had access to the courtroom and to see what was going on.
One of those narratives was that the judge knew the Metcalf family intimately.
Do you have a personal relationship with the Metcalfs?
I wouldn't know Mr. Metcalf prior to this trial if he walked up to me and said hello.
Judge Roach says he was aware of all the noise outside the courthouse. It was his job to make sure it didn't affect the jury and what happened inside.
Did the jury get it right?
Yeah, they did. You know why? Because they were picked based upon the law. They listened to the facts that happened here in this very courtroom, and they got a verdict.
The judge says Collin County should be the model for handling high-profile cases.
For as long as I follow the law, I sleep well at night. I don't think it's my job to feed social media or the media.
We ended our interview asking about his brief interactions with the now convicted Karmelo Anthony.
He seems like a nice young man who committed a crime. And he understands today, more than any day before today, the consequences of committing a crime like he did.
This will be Judge Roach's last big murder trial. His service ends in 6 months, but he will preside over 1 or 2 more murder trials before then and apply these same standards.
The parking lot won't be full. The gallery won't be full of people watching the case. But we still have somebody who's died and someone accused of doing the killing.
In Collin County, I'm Jobin Punnington.
So, Andrea?
Well, the thing that interested me the most was, even if, because the other gentleman said he abruptly retired, but he said he's leaving in 6 months. And he said that he's retiring, that he wasn't kicked out. But all of that to me still sounded fishy. I said, this still doesn't sound right. And I don't know if people are aware of this case. This is where the black gentleman went in a tent with 2 white gentlemen, and they didn't want him in there. So they kept trying to push him out of the tent. And anybody that's lived in this area, when it rains here, it rains very hard. it rains so hard that you don't even have to go to car wash. The cars are clean here every time it rains. Since I moved here, I have not been to the car wash not one time. That's how hard it rains. So you do really need some cover when you're out there. Matter of fact, you need, when I used to see people in all of that, the raincoats that cover your entire body, and they have on the rain boots. I never had to wear any of that. But in this area, I do have a raincoat, and I got to get the boots next. But you do need it, and so I could see why he wanted to go into the tent and in safety, because I don't even know if you know this too, and I can't. It's that camp where all them people passed away.
During the storm.
That's only about 30 minutes from where I am right now. And you see how rapidly these young girls and women and grown people passed away. They still now are talking about closing that down forever and just making it like, what do they call it? A memorial. They're going to make it a memorial to them instead of reopening it. But my point is that's how hard it rains in this area. It could flood in a matter of a minute. You can be in a flood. And
so there's a couple of questions out there from our viewers trying to understand it. I think Jamie's like, he's not understanding. Then I did put up your Dante Lee post. So talk to us about that.
Well, Karmelo, and this one kind of little for me though. Can you make it bigger?
No, you make it bigger from your
I can't make it no bigger no more. It's already bigger. But Karmelo Anthony newly assembled legal team, which we haven't shown yet, is moving forward with an appeal of this murder conviction. And again, Jamie, I don't know if he saw what happened, that they were arguing with he was arguing with the two gentlemen, and they was trying to push him back in the ring. But we're thinking that the lawyers are saying there were things that were overlooked in this case, and they need to bring it back to trial again, and that he should not have gotten 35 years. He's 19 years old. This happened when he was 17, that he should not be facing 35 years in prison for a first offense. He was a good student in school. Sometimes I'm not saying that crime is right. I'm saying, or murder is right. Is never right to take someone else's life. I think this could have been handled differently. But they always are quick to convict Black people. And that's what I find. And see, I don't know if it was hate or what. That's why I can't speak about it completely, because what I do know about this case, so that I can be fully truthful too, is that he had this knife, and it was 3.5 inches with him in his bag. And they said he had been told more than once that he should not be bringing this knife to school. And they're saying, well, that proves that he doesn't listen. Well, I'm not good at listening either. Still today, I don't listen. But that's nonetheless. But I'm saying some people are stubborn until they end up in the wrong place. My fear is Texas has some very harsh prisons. And even if you weren't a criminal, when you go into some of these prisons, you come out a criminal. You learn things that you shouldn't be learning in prison. And so I'm kind of scared for him, really. And I'm hoping that they find something. Like I said, that he did do it. I mean, he did do it, but was it self-defense? that was it self-defense, and that's why he's having a new team. And then but what we thought was funny too was you had an all-white jury. That's unusual for a black man, but in the city that he lived in, Frisco is an affluent community, and so that's what a lot of people live over there. And then when they questioned some of the black Americans, they didn't like some of their answers, and so they got kicked off of the jury. So that's why they're saying that a lot of it could be racism as well. So
It's built into the system anyway. I don't know exactly how to feel about this case. I do feel like he got a lot of time I understand it's a 1 second decision, 1 couple minute decision, but I think there's a lot that didn't get presented. The fact that we still got things going on and it's coming out. I hate that it's happening post facto. You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't it happen in real time? And it's going to be hard to undo a jury decision unless they give them a new trial. But it's going to taint him. It's going to ruin their life. And I come from a town where there's a lot of cronyism. And if you know somebody, and then you got your Masons and this and that, and it's a circle of people, and it just keeps going round and round. So I do get the cronyism, and I know this person and that person's daddy. You don't have to know them directly. I do not feel like a jury of your peers should not include anybody of your race, though. That's the issue for me.
I agree.
And the other thing about what people, I'm telling a short story. When I first moved to Texas, I used to see a lot of pictures on TV and in magazines of white people. And when I landed in Hobby Airport in Houston, I got off of that airplane and it was Chocolate City. You couldn't have told me that many Black Americans lived in Texas. And that's the same in this area also. There are more Blacks in Texas than anywhere else in the country. And it's a hidden secret, but in their advertisement, you always see white people in the 10-gallon hat, or you see them advertising these steaks or the sausage or whatever else but it is never showing the truth. Like we don't hear much about the Black cowboys or the museum of Black Americans that died, that served in the war and stuff. Now we have that's in Houston as well. So you don't hear about that, and you don't see that, and you have more Black. You see Black, you come here, that's what you're gonna see. And when you call somebody on the phone, you're gonna talk to Black. You go in these stores, you're gonna see Black. So I don't know why we're not in advertising, just only because of Governor Abbott. So I don't know, but I don't feel like he got a fair trial, and that's why I'm talking about it. I don't really feel it was fair. Not 35 years, first offense, and you're telling me that he's pushing that you were actually that they were trying to push him out. So there was some back and forth. If there was some back and forth, that sounds like a little self-defense. And they even asked him for some leniency, and he said, "Okay, I'll give him some leniency." The judge, they asked the judge for leniency for him because he wasn't a person that was always in trouble. I was going to say Hot Wheels, but I was trying to contain myself. But see what I mean? I was trying because I can laugh at anything, but I thought it still seems like there is something that is not fair about this case.
There's a lot of them that's like that, and he's fortunate that at least the people are paying attention, because a lot of people in jail right now and prison, and they're not, and nobody advocating for them, Black or white. But this is another one of those cases that's gonna make some difference. I think it's gonna resonate. I think that it's gonna, the outcome of it at the very end, when everything's said and done, be interesting to see how it all comes out.
Well, I'm so upset with 47, the fact that uh he's trying to make the military all white. They want all white police now. They took all these black men and women out of these nice paying jobs so that they could put white people that weren't knowledgeable. And then they telling you because they was DEI, they were not educated enough to have the job, which if you are DEI, that means you were overqualified. Actually, we do a lot of schooling. We not just another pretty face. We got a lot in our brains. And
That is true. We're going to switch gears real quickly. Don't mean to cut you because of time. We have a lot to get to. But
could
your
you
point
just
is
show the
taken.
picture of then just show the picture of the new team, please?
The new team. I
The
don't
new.
believe I have that
If
photo.
you
No, I only have the Supreme Court ruling.
Oh, see now, and this is flipping the switch. We going from the blacks, and now we going into drugs and guns. This might be a movie. And so, what I wanted to say about this is the Supreme Court rules government can't restrict gun rights for casual drug use. Before they did, if you were a known drug user or you were known as the drunk of the town or a pill popper or whatever, they would restrict the fact that you could not have a gun license. They would restrict that you could not.
Medical marijuana, stuff like that.
But medical marijuana, even though it's legal in the state of Texas, it's not in a smoke form. They only let you have it in a gummy. You only can use a gummy, and I don't like the gummies really because the gummies you can't control if how high you are or not.
But that's what I'm saying. So those people, are they still restricted?
Yeah,
They're not.
see, no, and then you're not, and I say that because I don't smoke or chew no more. It was fun while it lasted, but when you smoke it, you could control how much got into your body, but when you eat it, you don't know how much you ate, and you don't know how potent it is. And I think that's what helped me quit, because I got approved for medical marijuana, and I'm like, I don't like how this makes me feel, and I don't want this, I don't want that. But I wasn't out there driving and holding no gun either, so I didn't. Most people when they high, they don't even want a gun. They just go sit down. So why they don't tell people just eat when they get high? They hungry.
Because that takes away the high and defeats the point.
Yeah, so nobody thinking about going to do nothing. You say, "Oh, let's go out tonight," and as soon as they first
Well,
one,
what they're trying to do is blanket it. You're impaired, you don't get a gun. You don't get to have a gun. But it should be based on what you're taking and how much of it you're taking.
the only reason they changing this, like everything else, is it's the white man that is smoking more weed than the black people, and it's finally coming out. Just like it was more people using cocaine than black. There was more white people using cocaine than black people. So, but at any time they get affected or they want to use something, they change the law. We don't need all these guns anyway. Okay, that's all I have to say about them guns. I'm tired of the gun.
Okay.
I'm
So,
sorry. I changed.
Anitra,
Mhm.
Anitra, you have
Yes, ma'am.
anything to say about the guns?
It's just I get it, but I didn't understand why if you had a marijuana card you couldn't have a gun, because people who doing drugs don't go and register. So you don't know what I'm taking or what I'm not taking. I might be taking some off-label stuff. So I didn't like that. It was like you had to choose. However, you gotta own responsibly. I don't care what you're taking or what you're doing. If you're not doing right, then you take the gun or take whatever else that need to come with it, or take your freedom, because You gotta be
But
responsible.
they don't do drug screening. So you don't even do drug screening when I go to get a license for a gun. The only requirement is that you have to go to these ranges and learn how to shoot, and get a certificate here. But they don't even have to do that no
That's
more.
different per state, because like my state, you don't even have to have a permit to carry.
You don't have to do that no more either. I thought about it. Now it used to be like that. You had to go to the training, but now you don't even. So who know if you drinking or
And we need to be
high or
teaching
anything.
conflict resolution, period. Put the guns down, squabble up. You want to fight me, but don't shoot me.
That's right.
People that's
We
lazy.
would like to live to see another day. Okay.
Right.
So I hear you on that. But most of them, they punks. They can't stand 10 toes down and use those fists. So
Well, they know they're
it's
gonna
the
get
punkish
beat.
way. But
They try to talk up to us like we look like animals. They say, "Oh, we could look like animals," and we get scared. It's a black man running at me. Oh yeah, play that one. I like that one.
so we're gonna switch and go over to Mr. Branda.
Watching the opening of the Obama Presidential Center on TV, and I have seen artists like John Legend and Christina Aguilera, and I think Bruce Springsteen's coming up. And sitting here just watching so many people excited and showing up with love for the Obamas. And then I think about Donald Trump and how the best he could do was Milli Vanilli, Vanilla Ice, and Kid Rock, and some bigoted, racist, misogynistic fighter to say a bunch of on the White House lawn. Right now we are in the eye of a hurricane, and Donald Trump and his criminal regime and his cult members are so loud that things feels hopeless. But when I watch things like this, I realize here's the Obamas 10 years out of office, and there's still so much love for them. Folks, we are on the right side of history. It's just right now the other side has the microphone, and they're really loud. And we have to continue to stand up for what's right and stand up for the truth and stand up for freedom and democracy and stand behind decent people like Barack and Michelle Obama. I understand that Michelle Obama is never going to go low. Sometimes I wish she would. Sometimes I wish she would get down in the dirt and really sling back at them. But I totally understand why she doesn't, and I respect her that she doesn't. And so that's why I feel like that it's up to us to keep shouting down this hatred, keep shouting down this racism, keep shouting down these conspiracy theories until MAGA is laughed completely out of the room. And it will happen because the pendulum does swing. If Donald Trump's presidency was a knee-jerk reaction and the pendulum swinging in Donald Trump's direction, I really feel that people are sick and tired of Donald Trump, and that pendulum's going to swing back the other way. And when it does, and MAGA circles the drain, goes to the bottom, I won't feel an ounce of remorse for them because they drove this country back 100 years, and they've brought back racism and hatred and bigotry and misogyny and homophobia and every kind of phobia you can think of. They brought it back to the forefront. But there's more decent people than there are them. I really do believe that. Minorities like them can get really loud, and it can make it feel really hopeless. But we have to keep putting in the work, keep putting up the good fight. And when we do, they'll eventually fade away. And I'm never going to forget it. I'm really not. And there's certain people who, when they try to come back to our side, yeah, I understand giving people the bridge back, but I'm never going to let people say that they didn't say these things. I'm never going to let people say that they weren't for these things, because they absolutely were. But as I watch this, I see all the love for the Obamas. And then you say to yourself, when people shows up at a Trump rally, they're not showing up because they love him as much as they are showing up to punch down at other people and get off on watching him punch down at other people. That's the difference between the two sides. Anybody, both sides are the same? No, they're not. Watch this Obama Presidential Center. We're not the same, and we never will be.
I feel you.
Just like what's his name now that now say he no longer wants to identify with the Republicans. He was on Fox forever, and now
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, and now he okay with we shouldn't do that to black people. Oh, man, that's terrible, and that's why I say keep the faith. What I don't like are people that sit down and don't do anything. Our ancestors and other people have worked so hard for us to get to where we are in 2026. And for us to just sit by and let all of our rights get taken away from us, we can't do it. We can't do it.
Well, with that said, I have a video because everyone's saying that she is going low. Not anymore. Let's check out
Within less
what's
than
going
6
on.
hours after Josh Hokett attacked Michelle Obama at a White House boxing event, she immediately responded in 3 shocking ways that made him widely ridiculed. At a Trump-hosted birthday boxing event on the White House lawn, Josh Hokett sparked a controversy after claiming in a post-fight interview that Michelle Obama is a man. The statement triggered heated debate, and Michelle quickly responded in 3 ways. First, she filed a defamation lawsuit against Josh Hokett. His remarks were seen as a serious insult that stereotypes and dehumanizes Black women. She believed that not responding would allow this kind of discrimination to continue, and quickly assembled a top legal team to file a federal lawsuit. Within hours second, she moved to freeze all his UFC Freedom 250 earnings, including fight payouts and bonuses, and also sought damages for harm to her reputation, believing financial pressure was the most effective response. Finally, she announced that all proceeds from the case would be donated to organizations supporting Black women. Through the Obama Foundation, she planned to create a special fund using 100% of any compensation dedicated to mental health support, job training, and anti-workplace harassment programs for African American women. What's your view on her response?
So, what's your view on her response? I'm glad she responded if this is what they say it is. Talk back to me, Momo.
Well, yeah, if in fact she did that, good for her. Good for her. Because I believe that in this day and age, there needs to be some sort of a response. And it needs to be a response that's going to get their attention and hit them where it hurts. And that seems to be in their pocket. If you can get your hands in their pockets, you'll get their attention.
No, it's to show them that you just can't get out here and say anything. And why would you think that I'm not going to respond and I'm a lawyer? Are you stupid?
Right.
That's just dumb. But you think that these people going to back you up with the madness that you're out here talking about? That's defamation.
And it's irrelevant. It's so irrelevant. If let's say in the grand scheme of things, she was a full-fledged ass man, and what now?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with nothing. It's just some bull crap to keep somebody talking.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous.
Andre,
my voice is deep. I know about being called a man all the time.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Andre, you want to come
do that to me? Well, you know, I love President Obama and his wife, Michelle Obama, and I just think they're a great couple to look up to. I enjoy looking at their children. I just enjoyed their behavior at their behavior all the time. No scandals. His only scandal is a tan suit. Man, I wish that was my only scandal, a tan suit.
And lines.
I know sometimes people don't like what he say, but he said what he said. You understand? Just like everybody else out here talking and spewing whatever they have to spew. You got to respect everyone's ideology. Okay? I don't like
he had
that.
people come from all over.
Yeah.
I don't like to, I don't think I have to own it, but hey, it's okay. Let him speak what he want to speak.
Yeah.
Well, we are at 8:18 on the East Coast. We're going to go over to our resident historian, and she is going to take us to what time is it? It is history time.
All right.
With Momo. So, Momo, what you have for us today?
Well, let's see. He was a spy, a senator, the man who walked into the White House and demanded freedom from the president directly. The record exists. The erasure was a choice. Say his name, Abraham Galloway.
Ooh, intriguing.
Abraham Galloway.
Abraham Galloway. I'd never heard of this man. He was born into bondage at 19 or 20 years old. He escaped. He stowed away on a boat and escaped. And I believe he went over to Canada and heard about some of the troubles that were going on back in the States, Civil War and all that. So he came back over to help fight for his people. And he went on to become one of the most powerful Black voices. He was elected a senator. He agreed to work with Lincoln, but he made demands, and those demands were met. And I've never heard of this man, and it's shameful that we haven't heard of this man, but he was very powerful back in the day. And somebody born into bondage, and then this is what he became. So we
Our
can roll the
history is
video.
great.
Yes, ma'am. That's why we're trying to bring them all back up, because we have heroes
to look up to and people that have gone that extra mile. So please stay with us with our history. You might just learn something. Let's hear from Miss Ashley B.
What happens when a man escapes slavery and comes back with an army? That's not a movie plot. That's this man. Spy, saboteur, senator, and one of the most fearless men that you've never been taught about. Meet Abraham Galloway. Born into slavery in North Carolina in 1837, he didn't just run, he vanished. At just 20 years old, he smuggled himself onto a ship full of coal, survived weeks below deck, and landed in freedom. But Galloway wasn't content to survive. He wanted to burn the entire institution to the ground. During the Civil War, he came back to the South, not as a fugitive, but as a spy for the Union Army. He traveled behind Confederate lines gathering intel and recruiting Black soldiers, risking his life daily. And when white generals stalled on enlisting Black troops, Galloway confronted them face to face with weapons drawn. He wasn't asking for inclusion. He was demanding power. After the war, he didn't let up. He organized freed people, registered Black voters, and founded the North Carolina State Equal Rights League. Then he did what was unthinkable at the time. He won a seat in the state Senate, becoming one of the first Black lawmakers in North Carolina's history, and he never backed down. He had armed guards at his rallies. He showed up to political meetings like it was a war, because it was. Abraham Galloway unfortunately didn't live long. He died at 33. But in his short time, he rewrote the rules of what Black power could look like. He wasn't polished. He wasn't patient. He was fire. Abraham Galloway didn't ask for freedom. He escaped it, outsmarted it, armed it, and brought hell with him for anyone who stood in the way. That's not just resistance. That's what liberation looks like when it has nothing left to lose. Say his name. Abraham Galloway.
Abraham Galloway.
Abraham Galloway.
Galloway.
Over to
Say
you. Over to you, Monique.
I'm just telling you, it's just hearing those kind of stories, and I know I'm very, very emotional, month of June, but with everything that's been going on, it almost makes me tear up, because I'm going to be 60 years old this November. And to think that I am just learning about so many of these people in our history, and it's intentional. They don't ever want us to think of ourselves beyond what they portray us to be. And so we must invest in ourselves and teach our history, learn our history, and then teach our history and let it go down generations.
Absolutely. I know you guys, some people may feel that this is a waste of time, but you just might learn something. As you can tell that some of these people didn't live a long life, but they did so much with the time they had. They didn't waste time because there was no time for them to waste. They had business to take care of. They had life to live, and they lived it to the fullest that they can. Right now, I think a lot of us sit down and we waste a lot of time. We're not on point. We just take so much for granted. And they're trying to take away what we have. So you better wake up. And it's not only Black people, Latinos, Asians, Mexicans, indigenous people as Indians. Wake up.
Yep.
Because the only friend you have is your family. And we sit here each and every time to try to tell you what's going on. So for my flight deck, I have to bring this other beautiful soul, to the screen. It's called A Legacy. And I bet you guys may not even know about her. This is Miss Hazel Scott. Let's hear about her.
Just a minute. Who do you want to see?
I'm Hazel Scott. We're here for the audition.
Oh, Miss Scott. Yes, they're waiting for you. Go right in.
It's always bold for an artist to say that they want to step on the front line or be in the back of the line that urges the crowd to move forward. And Hazel was always ahead of this curve, too.
When I think of Hazel Scott, think of her as a pianist, think of her as an actress, think of her as a singer, think of her as an activist. And you add all those things up, she's absolutely unique.
You have someone, some 70, 80 years ago, who challenged the way Blacks were portrayed in media, in Hollywood.
She's at the forefront of what would happen in later decades with the civil rights movement.
There had never been a Black performer who had their own show, ever, in television. And here's this glamorous Black woman who's breaking all of these barriers with this one TV show.
Let me sing a lullaby. A lullaby of birdland.
She had incredible confidence, and that would sometimes get her in trouble.
Lullaby of birdland, that's what I.
She was targeted because of her outspokenness on civil rights.
There'll be ways to reveal.
She ripped them to shreds, and it cost her everything.
If you fight the establishment, you're not very popular with it.
Meeting will come to order.
And everything is done to remove you from public memory.
And there's the weepy old willow. He really knows how to cry.
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed to even say this, but the first time I really heard of Hazel was during Alicia Keys' tribute at the Grammys when she was playing the two pianos.
I've been thinking so much about the people and the music that have inspired me. And I want to give a shout out to Hazel Scott because I always wanted to play two people.
Hazel Scott.
Hazel
And
Scott.
watch her tickle those ivories. We must remember, we have to remember these people because we have those hidden figures. I hope we were able to touch you tonight with some history. Pass this on. Don't keep it to yourself. If somebody wants to know about Abraham Galloway or Miss Hazel Scott, please have them tune in to the Triple A's with M, and they can learn something. Also, I know that you guys may not have known about it. And if you did not see her concert, which is Alicia Keys, you wouldn't have known about it. It's time to renew my PB. I hear you, Angry Army Vet. I hear you. That is powerful. And maybe you can. Or TMC. The what is that?
Turner Classic Movies.
Turner Classic Movies, right.
And
exactly.
Also to August, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you want to know about Hazel Scott, I'm in a book club and we just read With Love from Harlem by Rashonda Tate. And it's all about Hazel Scott. It's her life, her marriage, all the, the politics, everything. And it's a wonderful read. It's not like a biography. She tells it like a story. So you're getting it from different people's perspectives as she's writing it. But it's a wonderful book if you want to know about Hazel Scott.
All right.
And out there in the viewers, if you know anything about Hazel Scott that we haven't pointed out, please feel free to like, subscribe, become a member, and give us your comments. I get annoyed.
Jassie's right. I was going to say that those people will inspire a lot of confidence and things. When you find out somebody did something, sometimes they get inspired. So they want to crush it because they don't want to get you motivated.
Yes. They need
to motivate.
Yeah, they need for us to fit the narrative. And so if you're showing all this Black excellence and where we come from, it doesn't fit with their narrative of how they want the history to be. So that's why they have to try to erase that.
Yes, Angry Almavette, that part, Jazzy. Absolutely. We got to keep giving us your comments because we love the interaction. And we'd like to hear from Katie. We'd like to hear from Jamie. Did you guys know about this individual?
No.
Yeah, okay. There's always one out there.
We got Crips and Bloods.
Exactly.
But just don't get caught Crip walking in the wrong hood, okay?
Know what to wear. Know when to wear red and when to wear blue, okay?
And some people would like to call out. Also, there are a couple of people that we must say, rest in peace. Clyde Davis has passed on. Not sure how you guys feel about him, but we have to put it out there. And who else passed on, guys?
Alan Greenspan.
Alan Greenspan.
Absolutely, from the Federal Reserve. So we do have some people. To me, it feels like it has been a busy week last week, and today is only Tuesday, but a lot has happened last week with Juneteenth, the opening of the center, with our Knicks just dominating in NYC the whole week. It's just been like a whirlwind. And not to mention Father's Day. To all the dads out there, I hope you had a great Father's Day and it was restful. It's kind of funny when it's Dad's Day, we do all the cleaning. When it's our day, we still do some cleaning.
Right. Meanwhile, my 93-year-old grandma had her birthday, like I said in the other show over the weekend, and she is getting it. She got it going on.
No. Yeah, fun, huh?
She is just doing what it do.
Well, you know, Miss Andrea definitely always have something for us. So let's go ahead and let's hear this one.
Okay.
You guys, could you silence your phone, please?
No, dog out.
No,
it's fog. It says fog on it. Okay, I'm starting.
Directions to
oh my gosh.
directions to the
You don't
mall
have to yell.
on Fifth.
You don't have to yell.
This Trump tariff.
We were having a pleasant evening. Why would you announce
How
that?
did they get that puppy on that turtleneck?
That's AI.
Is that the cutest thing?
That's AI. That's not real.
How did they do that?
Dad, the font can't get any bigger than that. It's so loud.
We've been trying to reach
Hello.
you concerning your car.
Hello.
You used to hate these
I
things.
can't hear you very good. You're like you're talking to a can or something.
Hang up and hang out.
Don't get smart with me.
11 kids died on that bus.
Put 'em down.
In South Africa.
I survived day to
Those
day.
kids.
Please stop.
Do you have a charger?
3 dead.
Mommy, Daddy.
I'm at 96.5%. And it's going to die soon. So
We love our boomers.
Not the backward phones that you sound like you're under a rock.
Oh my God, we love our
And I would have
boomers.
said you sound like you smoking one. Sorry to all my fellow crackheads out there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God, Andrea, you are
That's how my son think I am.
a boomer, right?
No, it's so funny
ridiculous.
because
And I am a boomer.
I remember when my when I first showed my dad about, because we're like all on a family plan together, and Apple Music. Well, you know about Apple Music. You can find almost anything on Apple
Right.
Music. I showed him Apple Music, and I swear, for God, this man was playing music all over the place, downloading everything, and then he would have to show, like, oh, baby, look what I found.
Oh no, it's gonna be there, Papa.
Oh, yeah. It was just the funniest thing. He was enthralled by that for like over a week. That's all he was doing.
They
Apple
love
Music.
it. I gave my grandma a phone the other day for my sister called her, and I said, well, you might as well talk to her on FaceTime. I was talking to her, and I give grandma the phone. I said, somebody only want to talk to you. And she then she went like this. She said, my sister was like, hey, grandmare. She said, no kidding. She said, hey, where she come from?
What about the FaceTime when they
You
hold
do
it
it all
up
the
to their
time.
ear? You ever get the FaceTime where they hold it to the ear?
Yeah. That's
Touch
what
it
she
to
was
the
doing.
ear?
She didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
My
Well,
sister was cracking up.
Guys, I just only want to end on a positive note, even though we always do. But let's hear from this guy.
Hard not to notice the juxtaposition between the Obamas and all the former presidents who had the big ceremony for the Obamas. I don't know if it's a library or whatever they were opening there in Chicago, but it was just such a beautiful ceremony with nothing but class personified of all the former presidents and the first ladies coming together, and you just saw what real strength looks like, right, from Obama. And as young men, when you look to who do I want to emulate, and you have a choice between Donald Trump and Barack Obama, there is no choice. I mean, it's clear that you would want to take on the qualities and the traits of a Barack Obama: poised, calm, humble, stoic, and an effective leader who resided over a better economy, who brought, medical insurance to people who didn't have it or couldn't afford it before. I mean, you look at those presidents down the line. I mean, I hate to say it, but the Democratic presidents brought infrastructure bills, healthcare bills, Social Security, bills, everything that benefits middle class and average working families were laws passed by the Democratic presidents. And then you look at the one Republican president that was up there, George Bush, who got us into 2 wars that we couldn't even get ourselves out of. So all I'm saying is, young men, emulate quiet strength, poise. All those guys like Trump that are yapping and talking and complaining and whining and arguing, that's just a massive, deep insecurity. They feel weak, so they try to project strength. But people who really have strength and really know who they are, like somebody like Barack Obama, and Michelle goes up there and said, this guy never lost his temper. This guy never lost his cool. In the middle of some of the biggest challenges in his presidency, he kept calm and he kept cool. And that's the sign of a real man. You can throw all the fights you want on the front lawn of the White House to project that you're a tough guy. But Barack Obama, like De Niro said in A Bronx Tale, the working man's the tough guy, okay? The guy who gets up every day, goes to work, does the right thing. That's the tough guy, not these wannabe tough guys. Damn.
I need you guys to hear that. Please send it to a young person. Move it over. Definitely show them. Let them tune in. They can learn. Let's hear what Jazzy Renee said before we go. Let's hear from our viewers before we go. Anyone wants to take Jazzy Renee?
She said, gotta watch some of them with the AI because they will convince themselves that a video of a dog making dinner on the stove is real.
I see the comments. I'm like, this is not real, people. And they got like 2,000 comments about, and people like, oh, that's so sad. I'm like, that didn't happen. You're handicapped in the head. That's how I know we're not safe, because everybody out here walking around ain't Copus Mentis.
I know. We did run over, but it was worth it. We hope that we were able to touch you. Let's go with Anitra. Your closing argument.
Yes. The shrinkage, the deception, the deceit, everything in America right now. There's some things coming. The curtains are open, and pay attention. Speak on what you need to speak on. Remember, your voice is powerful. One person makes a choice. Inform others of what you find out. Trust nothing, question everything.
Absolutely. Andrea.
Black history is American history.
Absolutely. Monique.
Know where you come from so you know where you're going. Study that history.
Choo choo. Let's get on that train, everybody, because it's rolling. Don't let the train pass your stop. Get on. Make sure you're
Okay.
rolling on the right track, because guess what? There will be a caboose coming and you will be the ass. Remember that. Okay? With that said, we love you from the moon and back. And we ask that you stay with us. And next week, there's always another surprise. So stick with us. Angry Army Vet, we're trying to reach you. So please make sure you tag Momo for me. And with that said, have a great evening. And don't forget, tomorrow is We the People Unite. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
We the people unite.